Getting ungated on Amazon is one of the first things that every new seller wants to accomplish. And it's very obvious why. You want to have countless more opportunities as far as products that you can sell on the marketplace. But when it comes to ungating or paying an ungating service to ungate you, there's a right way to go about it and a wrong way to go about it, which I'm going to break down in this video. What's going on, guys? Marvin here. Welcome back to another video. Like always, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. Also, turn on your post notifications so you guys don't miss any of my future videos. And again, just to emphasize it again, make sure to hit the like button on this video. Helps YouTube Jesus push the video just a little bit further, and it really helps the channel out. Now, in this video, I'm gonna break down when I think you should pay to ungate, because it's a very common question that I get. So in this video, that's what I'm gonna cover, my thoughts on going about paying to ungate and when you should and when you shouldn't, but I'm not gonna cover the entire topic of ungating. I've already done a video about that. I give you a full breakdown and practical tips that you guys can apply to help you get ungated on your first try. We go over what ungating is, everything you need to know about ungating, tips and tricks and things that you need to submit to Amazon so you guys can get ungated on the first try. So I'll link that video on the screen right now. Open a new tab and click on it so you guys can check it out after you finish this video. I'll also link it at the end of this video so you guys can watch it as well. All right, so now with that out of the way, let's get into the topic at hand. So probably the most common thing I see amongst new sellers is the eagerness to get ungated in anything and everything that they can right off the gate. That's all they want to do. They want to ungate and everything, and there's nothing wrong with that. Ungating is great. I think it's a great system that Amazon has put into place, and I think it's great that everybody wants to ungate because obviously it opens up so many more doors because you can sell so many more products on the platform. There's more barriers of entry so that if you ungate, then maybe your competition that's also new won't put in the effort that you're putting in to ungate themselves, which means there's going to be less competition for you in these other categories. Now, if you don't know how to ungate yourself in some of the most popular categories, or you're not enrolled in a course that shows you how to ungate yourself in some of the most popular categories, like the Wholesale Underground, then chances are you're looking into an ungating service to help you ungate on the platform. And this is where we run into a problem. Now, there's nothing wrong with having an ungating service help you get ungated on the platform, but the problem is timing. Is it really the best time for you to pay to ungate right off the bat? Because I think there's a time to use them and a time to wait, and I'll explain. So let's say you're a brand new seller and you want to ungate in topicals. Topicals has been a sought after category for many years now, and it's going to run you about $800 if you choose to ungate with the Funnel Guru, who's probably the most popular ungating service around. I know there's other ones, but I think the Funnel Guru is probably the most popular, probably the most reputable, to be honest. So you go to the Funnel Guru and you want to ungate in topicals. Great. You pay for the service, you get ungated. Now what? You have nothing ready. You have no products ready to purchase and send in to Amazon to make you that money back sooner rather than later. You have no suppliers. You haven't even started looking into the category of topicals. You just went and ungated because you heard it was a super popular category with amazing margins, and it was easy to sell in there. And this is the wrong way to go about paying to ungate, in my opinion, if you're a brand new seller. Because if you're a brand new seller with a limited amount of time and a limited amount of capital, that $800 is probably going to be a big hit for you. There's nothing wrong with paying to ungate, but you want to be a little more strategic when you are going to consider an ungating service and paying for that. What I think you should do is something more like this. You decide which category you want to ungate in. If it's one, great. If it's multiple, the same rules are going to apply, which I'm going to cover right now. So you decide which category you want to ungate in. Then you start researching that category. Research what suppliers there are. Research some lists. So you're going to actually need to go and sign up with these suppliers, even though you technically can't sell their products just yet. But you're going to want to reach out to the suppliers, sign up for some wholesale accounts, start looking for some lists. You can even reach out to some brands and start trying to work with them directly, see what they have, see what they can offer you. You do all of this before you pay to ungate. Because once you get at least one product that's going to make you some money back, you're going to start making that money back that you paid for the ungating service sooner rather than later, which is going to be huge for you, especially if you're just starting out with, let's say, $2,000. You pay $800 to get ungated. That's going to be almost half of your money gone. So I think you guys need to look at the suppliers and look at the category beforehand, and then once you do some research, you do your due diligence, you find some products that you can actually sell, you go and you pay for an ungating service, you get Ungated on Amazon, and then you can start selling in that category as soon as possible. Now, there is a caveat to this strategy, and that is if you have much more capital than we're talking about, $2,000-$3,000, which is typical to what a new seller is going to start with. If you have much more money, then paying for an Ungating service and getting that money back isn't going to be as big of a rush to you as somebody who's paying for an Ungating service and getting rid of half of their startup capital, because you will find products. You will find winning products in every single category. It's just a matter of looking and actually finding those products. But if you're somebody who's starting with less capital and you're paying an Ungating service, you need to make that money back as soon as possible. So a smarter way to do it would be to look into the category first to offset that cost. But if you have a ton of capital, then it doesn't really matter, right? If you can afford to take a little bit of extra time to pay for an Ungating service and then start looking, if that's what you want to do. But I think this is a good strategy regardless of who you are. If you have some experience, if you have more capital to start with, it's still a good strategy to go off of, because you're going to make that money back much faster. Now, one last thing that I think is important to mention, at the time of recording this, we're going through the pandemic. Coronavirus! So Amazon is much slower in processing pretty much everything at the moment, including Ungating applications. So keep that in mind if you're going to implement this strategy, because Amazon is taking a lot longer to process pretty much everything at the moment. So depending on when you're watching this, months or years down the road, things may be back to normal, hopefully. Dear God, hopefully. But this might not apply to you if Amazon's operating as normal again. Now, I've only covered a very small portion of the topic of Ungating. It's a very big topic. But if you guys want a more in-depth overview and practical tips about how to apply all these things and how to apply to Ungate yourself on the platform, you're going to want to watch the video on the screen where I cover all of the topics regarding Amazon in a much more in-depth video than this one. So if you guys are interested in Ungating and you want to learn everything there is about Ungating on the platform, you're going to want to watch the video on the screen. All you got to do is click on it and you'll get started.